Hey everybody, this is MLC. Welcome back to the channel. Now, this episode here, we are going to talk about a few things. I've had quite a few messages on why I am not using the RC1. Very simple answer. There is nothing wrong with the RC1. It was fine for what I was doing at the time. I seem to have found its limitations on the last couple sprint cars I was using. I just didn't have any luck. I think I was 3 coats in on a green car. I had the a white base coat, a fluorescent green coat, and then a clear coat. And no matter what I did, I just could not get stuff to stick without getting it hot and then laying it on that way. I tried grounds, I tried everything. And then the other thing that just kept constantly annoying me, I had 1 or 2 of the new hoppers, but I still had the same thing. Was sitting there constantly doing this. Shaking the hopper, trying to get the powder to come out. Now, it did great. I have nothing bad to say about that gun. The hopper stuff, I think they got that cleared up a little bit there towards like the 3rd rendition of the hoppers, but I started doing more and more stuff here. Like a lot more stuff. So it made perfect sense, like I said in the video when I introduced the Electron, to step up to more of an industrial gun. So that's what I did. There's nothing against the RC1. It was a great, I tell you what, I learned a lot with the RC1. I just wanted to answer a few people on that one because I've had more messages about why I'm not using the RC1. It's good for what it is. It's a good little gun. At the stage I am with what I wanted to do with this, as this more of a business, larger parts, more parts. That is why I decided just to move away from the RC1 and go to the Electron. Now I still have the RC1. I've used it from time to time on little parts when I don't want to load up a hopper for this thing. I just throw some powder in a little hopper and I still use the RC1. But for a majority of everything I do now, I use the Electron. Now what I can say is I've done quite a few sprint car chassis this summer. With the RC1, I used 2 pounds of powder. First mini sprint chassis I did with the Electron, I used less than a pound. I was using 2 pounds of powder on my race car lifts. I use probably around half a pound now, maybe 3/4 on my lifts. The Electron's been rock solid. I have no complaints about this thing. I'm actually getting ready to do some parts. I got some 4-bar brackets here to do for a customer. I had these laser cut for him. And we have a couple mid plates I had done. So I mean, I already got this one DA'd. We're going to have to wash it down with acetone here in a second. I'd like to give another shout out here. I use these guys quite a bit for stuff. I wasn't really sure how they're gonna price out on this one, but honestly, for these 2 mid plates, this is 1/4 inch 6061 aluminum. They were really competitive with the company I normally source all my laser work through. So I had to wait a little longer to get it, but in all, I don't really think I waited that much longer from Sen Cut Sen than I do from where I normally get my stuff cut at. So I don't think that's such a big deal. But these parts here aren't anything special. They're going to be flat black. We're going to preheat them, get them out, let them cool down a little bit. We're going to throw some flat black on them. Then we're going to get them back in the oven. We're going to get them baked. Let me get a stand. I'll get you on there, and we need to get this mid plate off the cardboard there. Get it DA'd and get it cleaned up, get it hung. All right, right back with you. So everything's cleaned up, everything's blown off. Got it all hung up here. Got all the 4-bar brackets, and we got the 2 mid plates. Got some other parts we're gonna have to throw on the next rack. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna get the oven fired up. We'll get these things in there, get them up to temp, and I will see you back when we're ready to do some spraying. I don't know if the camera will make this out. This is the back side of the part, and it is pretty much all the way hit. So we gotta just do a slight dust here on the back, and let's see these aluminum parts. pretty good. It wrapped pretty good on the parts, so lots to do back here. All right, so here's the parts out of the oven. Quite a few of them plates. 6 of each of these, 2 of these mid plates. I got 3 sets of my spoilers, and all that was off 1.5 pounds of powder. Yeah, the Electron just it pays for itself. Now, is it for everybody? I think if I was just still doing, if I wanted to try to keep doing this as a hobby, doing things one at a time, I would just stick with the RC1 or maybe look into the RC2. What are we going on? Let's see, I bought it. I think I bought it in March, end of March, beginning of April. The Electron, so May, June, July, August, September. So 5 months of owning the Electron, and yeah, I can't complain. Now, I left this up here. This right here, on just flat parts, single coats, this is pretty much where I run it. 100's on the main voltage, 100 on the millivolts, then 3.5 and 35 on the air and powder. Now, I do run this one. It just knocks the air pressure down to 30, and then complex parts like double coats, I run this, and then I'll knock this down if I need to. I've had this down to around 70, 75 on 2 and 3 coats or really complex parts. But other than that, 5 months in, and I'm still completely happy. Got one more part hanging out in the oven. And the other thing I was going to do, I had a couple people ask me about settings on this. I got to playing with the settings, and I have them wrote down. I'll post them maybe on the community page. I'll post my settings, or we'll do another video of setting this up. But before, when this thing would shut off, when it would get down, let's watch it here. Let's see, it's 432. It's going. Like, it would get to like 427, 428, and it would start pulsing, like, psh, like tink, 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 tink. Well, I got to stop that. Now, it doesn't pulse when it turns back on. It just fires back up and goes. Next video, gotta get back to this thing. I just sort of, after the last video, I'm really not sure what's going on with the YouTube algorithm thing. Like, I think I hit my monetization in like May 6th, and literally the following week, my views, my watch hours, everything cut in half. And it's been like that ever since. I'm not sure what's going on. Like the first 2 videos for the modified, they had decent watch time. The third one, no one cared. No one watched it. So I don't know if that's just the summer. You know, it's a hard time for racing videos right in the middle of race season. So this thing's all ready for a fuel cell, which I have outside. So I have the fuel cell outside, so we'll get back to that. Get the fuel cell put into it. It's actually found a home. I've decided not to go back racing. One of my buddies wanted it, so I'm building it for him. And that'll bring my project car in here as soon as I got a few of these race cars to get out of here. So, with that being said, we'll have a new video up next week. See if we can get the algorithm back liking me. Like I said, we'll have another one posted this week. Please like, please subscribe. If you haven't, comment, and I will see you in the next video.